Hey, what's up everyone? So my brother got me back into Dragon Ball Z, so now technically FanZ collectible card games. So we drove up to Wisconsin this last weekend to play in a tournament in Kenosha, and I decided to bring Android20 Orange Adaptive. It's a deck I placed top 8 in Chicago back in the day, the FanZ days, like, I don't know, 2015, 2016. I had to bring something I was familiar with, and this was my choice. So I just wanted to go over the deck today, my card choices, and my experience playing the new FanZ meta. I'm gonna have the deck list in the description, and then so I'm just gonna go over my choices and my experiences in the tournament where I finished top 4 out of 18 people. Gotta have 3 acquisition drills with Android20. Having 3 out at a time or even 2 out at a time can really stop an MPPV deck in their tracks with lowering their anger 2 levels each with each use of this drill. I ran 2 scouting drills. This is essential for just shrugging off every energy attack thrown at you. So I run 2 copies to have it more reliably out, and it just powers up my mill effects later in the game as well, because you can have more than 1 out. I run Android attack drill to add 2 life cards to all my attacks, and it's another non-style drill to add to my effects. This new one, Deflection Drill, my brother showed me this one. Basically, when you're milled, it'll reflect it back to your opponent, so it's very beneficial. It performed very well in my experience. I played against a Kami deck that was milling. It was supposed to mill me 2 to 3 per turn, but it was milling them instead, and that really added up over 5 or 6 turns. So yeah, definitely a welcome addition, and it's another freestyle drill to enhance my effects. Lookout drill I had in there because I was familiar with it. I didn't even know Deflection Drill existed, and I ended up keeping both of them just because they're both non-style drills. So having them both out at the same time was kind of a drag because you want to do damage to your opponent with their mill. In the future, I would definitely take this out and put in a different card. Maybe I'll talk about bubble cards at the end. The last freestyle drill is Quickness Drill. This was also a great choice throughout the day's matches. Oftentimes, if I had a good card at the bottom of my discard pile, I would always keep 1 card that I was okay with discarding because I knew I was going to grab that one. And then it allowed me to be aggressive as well. Sometimes I'd have a copy of a drill in my hands or a drill I don't want in play, so I'll discard, one of these or a block I know I won't need, and I'll grab an energy attack. A few times I grabbed an orange stare down at clutch times, so it's really useful in my opinion, and it buffs your effects later in the game. Orange hiding drill, -2 life cards of damage. I know it's kind of overkill with this, but there's a lot of physical attacks that deal life card damage, and like facing Goku or the new Brawly, or I think, yeah, a few characters have energy card or life damage buffs to all their attacks, so this is nice to kind of keep away that chip damage. This is a new drill that my brother has showed me. Android20 is a human and an android in their new traits mechanic. At the start of any rejuvenation step, my rejuvenation step, I can choose any style card my discard pile and rejuvenate it. This works when I declare combat and when I don't, so getting key cards back in the deck, orange destructions, essential blocks, essential attacks is a very good card. I didn't use the milling effect at all. I didn't feel like anything was valuable enough to justify discarding 4 cards, so I just used it manually for the rejuvenation mechanic. Orange Aura Drill, +2 life cards for all your energies. I might consider taking this out. I maybe only hit with 2 to 3 energy attacks per game, so this really does not put in serious work in this deck. So yeah, 2 bubble cards right now are Lookout Drill and Aura Drill. I had 2 copies of Burning Aura Drill because I was afraid of some more physical decks in the meta, Majin Vegeta Ruthless or anything Saiyan. Having this extra copy I think was beneficial. I usually only run 1, so it's nice to not have to worry about at least 1 physical attack per combat. Oftentimes I won't get hit with more than 1 or 2 at most with this in play, so I'm at full most of the time I'm in combat, so I was able to absorb a significant amount of damage throughout the day. Checkup Drill. This is kind of interesting. the attacks deal +1 stage damage, that was irrelevant, but at the end of every combat I'm rejuvenating 2, which is nice. It stacks with my level 2 power and any other rejuvenation I have out, maybe from this drill as well. And then at the end of combat is still during combat in the rules, so you can empty out your hands, take this out of your discard pile with the mastery, and then you can have a block in hand for next turn, so you can either be aggressive, or if it's their turn next, you'll have a block in hand to start with, or you can just even use it as a card, as discard fodder for Quickness Drill. So that was nice, and the rejuvenation was great. I often got 6 to 8 to 10 cards per game from this drill. In Power Drill, the PUR buff doesn't really matter too much. And then I just wanted to have something to remove cards from a discard pile. Oh, sorry, I keep knocking this mic stand. Noobs. I'm not gonna curse. So yeah, removing 3 cards from the bottom of an opponent's discard pile was nice on paper, but didn't really get to pull it off too much, and it didn't really help me at all. So I think this is another card on the bubble for me. It's got 2 endurance, which is nice, but this card didn't really do any work or see any action most of the tournament. Then I also have the steady drill to stop energy attacks. I just run 1. It's nice having this, but to stop 1 completely is nice as well. Let's go down here. Yeah, possession drill. This was amazing. I love it. Even if I don't have style drill in my hands, I'll still do it. Good hand filtering. There was one combat where I hit with Sinister Choke, an orange power point, and I believe like an orange stare down or something random, and I was able to keep the pressure up by getting those attacks on my hand with possession drill. And then of course 3 devouring drills. This will allow you to skip levels. Obviously with Android20 you want to get to level 3. Well, a nice natural progression is like a turn or 2 on level 1, a turn or 2 on level 2 to get some more drills out and rejuvenate, and then you're on 3, hopefully pretty early in the game. You can get a 9-style drill from any zone when entering combat, and then you'll mill them for the amount of 9-style drills in play. And I found throughout the day that, you know, you got Kid Trunks. There's some players. Oh yeah, Kami has one too. They have non-style drills, name drills, or other non-style drills they run. So often I was getting, let's see, what's this here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would usually average about 6 or 7 for my level 3 power, which is pretty good. Not to mention my orange instructions were doing like 12, 13, 14. So it can really hit hard late in the game, and I'll explain that more as I get through more of the cards here. So yeah, Earth Dragon Ball 7 allows me to end combat. I use this every time it came up. Very useful. I get entered on with a crap hands. I can end combat. I can get in and out real quick to grab a drill and get a key mill in, and then absorb a blow and then end combat there. Very, very clutch. I would recommend it over Namek 7 because you don't want that stolen from you. This is just a one and done, so it's just really a really great tool to have in your deck. And then Villainous Visage. This actually won me a game. People forget about this card, especially when you have like all these other cards sprawled all over your table. So I won a match by getting hit. I just let like a, I don't know, red static shot hit me for 5, no endurance, and then bam, flip over 10, he's dead. So some people forget about it, and then a lot of times it'll force them to take care of this rather than a key drill. So really great card. Every time it's on the field, it's a big smile on my face. So we got to the events here. 3 stare down because you want to get critical cards out of your opponent's hand at any time, and seeing their hand is clutch as well. Time as Orders tool is just a mandatory include. And then 3 orange destructions. Like I stated earlier, you can get about 15 cards off the top of their deck with this. I don't run any spheres because, I don't know, at worst they can sphere one of these, but I'm not really threatened by too many events that I can pick out a stare down. I don't care about time. If they stared on me, you know, it's not the end of the world. My hands are pretty versatile if I have all my planning cards out. So that's my justification there, and it makes room for some more attacks here. I like to have a good mix. I've seen Orange 20 builds with way less attacks. I've seen with more. I felt that this had a pretty good balance throughout the day. I never really had any brick hands, especially if you can draw some of these in your first couple of turns. A lot of people like to pass 1 or 2 turns in the beginning of the game, and that's perfect for me. So the more they pass, just the more I win every time. Every game I was in, my only 2 losses of the day were the champion and the runner-up, Hit Trunk, Suppressive Saiyan, and Go 10, Red Ascension, and PPV. So they got first and second. They were my only 2 losses of the day. So yeah, anyone who's controller mid-range, I just know I have it because I can get this board set up, and it's just pretty unbeatable if a lot of people aren't running board hate. But even if they do, the strength of my level 3 and rejuvenation on 2 sailed me to victory most times. So getting to the attacks here, we got 3 Android20's Domination, essential 3 of It's Got Endurance. Yeah, you can get a feel for their deck and take out a card that's key to them or detrimental to you. And then the recursion, the end of combat, choosing a non-event card to put on top of your deck. You can grab Devouring drills that may have gotten hit with damage. Oftentimes I'll grab an orange launcher at the right time, or I can get another combat ender back. Yeah, just you can grab anything you're missing, especially if it's your turn next. If you got entered on, this is your hand, you can put Visage on top. You can put anything. You can put any planning card on top, and you'll have a great next hand to lay down. Another physical attack, Sinister Choke. This does 7 life cards because you pretty much always have Android Attack Drill out, and a lot of decks that day were running decks that had Dragon Balls and drills and setups and allies and what have you. So I was able to get a lot of 7 Unpreventable, Unstoppable. Yeah, just amazing card in this deck, and yeah, it does work at 7. Orange Launcher, again, this will do 5 with your attack drill. So instant crit effect, so you can use your mastery to get a drill at the end of combat. Take a Dragon Ball, kill allies. Yeah, it's a great card, and it's got 1 endurance to boot. I'll go my energies next. So I have 2 blinding energy moves to get out of combat. Actually, in one match, I was able to do 5 life cards with it and crit. So I got a key crit at the end of combat. Just a great card, and a lot of times I'll banish a freestyle card, a freestyle setup, or I mean a freestyle drill. So oftentimes this won't even cost me anything because I can just get it with my level 3 power. Not a big deal at all, and I only run one Dragon Ball, so yeah, great card to have in this deck. I ran 2 Energized Strikes to curb the anger gained from Ascension decks, and Rampaging, if there was any, was a great card, saved me a lot of trouble, saved a lot of anger gain, and it shuffles back in your deck after use, so you can kind of freshen up. You've been doing a lot of rejuve with your level 2 power, Checkup Drill, and that other drill. You can kind of get your deck shuffled up, and you'll have a recurring attack. They will poke for 5 most of the time, 7 if you have Aura Drill. Great card, Optic Blast. I kind of want to run 3 of, so with our bubble cards, you can make a 3 of an Optic Blast. 8 life cards, 10 life cards if you have Aura, but I just like the attack drill, that's always there. So 8 life cards. You can capture Dragon Ball. Destroying top 3 is huge, and a lot of people are running Earth Balls kind of lately, so you can draw an extra card off this as well. All around great attack. And then, Orange Power Point. This card is amazing. 8 life cards with your attack drill. Get a style drill out when you hit with it. So oftentimes I'll grab the Devouring drill. Hiding drill is good in certain matchups. Possession drill I like to have on the field also as often as possible. So the possibilities are endless there. Great card for you. Then Orange Stare Down at a 3 of essential to banish those setups, drills, or allies. It does a good amount of damage with your buffs. Yeah, you just essentially need it. This new block my brother convinced me to put in. Stop a physical, gain 2 stages. You can destroy a drill. Sorry. You can destroy a drill, so you got many non-style drills to choose from to blow up if you need it to be used the second time this combat. So you're going up against those red double strike decks, those ruthless decks, or sand decks. This will pretty much save you combat, especially if you have the physical shield as well. And actually, over the whole course of the tournament, I didn't use it once. I didn't really play against any physical aggro decks, so if you really know your meta, I would cut these, or maybe cut it down to 2, like at most, because you already have orange refocus. This card's amazing. Stops the physical. You don't really care about the anger, but you search your discard pile for a drill. It doesn't have to be styled, so you have a great variety to choose from. With a block, that's great. Can't beat it. And then, yeah, orange energy absorption. This is my only energy block. I like that it gains 5 stages from an energy attack, so sometimes you'll be kind of drained, and especially at level 1, because you have to pay stages to get drills out. This can help you get those back and form any energies in your hand. So as you can see, there's not too many attacks, but all the attacks hit hard and have a purpose. So all around, I think it's a great deck. I think it can still do really good in the current FanZ meta. I haven't done any new movie collection 2 testing yet that I can go off of, but I would definitely take a look at Lookout Drill and Aura Drill in these blocks. If you're not facing a really physical meta, you can kind of get some more attacks in there, or I don't know if there's anything else that can end combat. Maybe the setup that ends combat. So play around with that. Let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, like I said, this is a top 4 Kenosha finisher, and I haven't played in over a year, so I came in rusty as hell. And it was a 5-round Swiss. First round, I go up against the Saiyan Oppressive Kid Trunks, who ended up winning the tournament. So I lost that match because I had no idea who Kid Trunks was or what he did, or even the Saiyan Oppressive Mastery. So he got out to level 4 with Unleash, and it turns out he can destroy setups and drills at his level 4. So he was pecking away at my board, and I skipped with like every attack he did for the entire game, so I was never able to do anything. I was pretty hopeless. Went on to go 4-0 against various control decks, and I think I beat a Goku Ascension and PPV deck as well in Swiss. And then I went to the top 8, where I played, man, I can't remember right now. That was such a long day. We drove up from St. Louis, Missouri to Kenosha, Wisconsin at like 5 in the morning. It was like a 5-hour drive, and barely any sleep, but it was a lot of fun. And pretty much the usual for Dragon Ball Z tournaments. But yeah, at top 4, I lost to Frank DeLuca, who got 2nd place. It was an MPPV deck. I was locking him down with Acquisition Drill most of the game. It was at the last combat. I was at level 3. He was at level 4. I had the game-winning action. Next turn, I was going to use my power to mill him for game. But he had the one card in his hand that he could do a 3-anger swing with, and he was able to win by PPV before I killed him. So super close, but overall it was a really fun tournament, and now I kind of am getting back into it. So yeah, that's my top 20, or my top 4 Orange Adaptive Android20. I'll have another video soon of a Saiyan Rampaging deck I've been working on for Movie Collection 2. And we'll see how that goes. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you later.